ladies and gentlemen, nerdy girl. How are you all doing? Oh, today I'm in Hammond, Indiana. Oh, by the way, today is Thursday, October 26, 2017. I'm in Hammond, Indiana, and we're going to visit recording studio to see Mr. Paul Edwards demonstrating his LE-10 microphone preamp. The microphone preamp contains vacuum tubes. Yes, vacuum tube preamp, my favorite type. The vacuum tube preamp has a 12AX7 tube, which is really two pentodes in one package, and the second stage amp is an EF86 amplifying tube. Anyway, Mr. Edwards is located in Norwalk, California. That's where his office is today. He is in Hammond. And we're gonna go visit his studio. So enjoy. First of all, he gave us a packet. So what do we got? We got some sheets. We got a CD and a business card. Let's see the sheets here. This thing got a lot of reviews. Not bad. Okay. This unit is kind of a little on the pricey side. It's about $2,000 for a mono unit, $2,500 for stereo unit, roughly. But I guess it can do a lot. Let's see, the business card, what do they give us? Let's see. What's that? Okay. And here's the CD. Let's take a look. Okay, the CD. There's some selections of music on here. I didn't ask him if I could play it, and it's copyrighted, so, and it will make this video too long if I played any of these songs anyway. But I'll give you a rough synopsis. Vocal 1, Gilead. Vocal 2, I Promise. Jazz guitar, blues guitar, Spanish nylon guitar, pretty guitar, resonator guitar, acoustic guitar, bluegrass, canon in D, mandolin, acoustic bass, old snare brushes, snare, drum overheads, trumpet, dry trumpet, small brass section, piccolo, flute, wood flute, baroque flute, alto flute, and bass flute. Thank you. Okay, so this is the little CD. I guess we can now proceed to the studio. There you are. Scorpion.
Well, actually, we can have this included.
I'm not playing.
Then why did you tell her that we were going?
As this is the right, but we'd have to swap, I think we would end up swapping.
So we want the one that's plugged in the blue mic cable is pointing,
It
up there.
would be,
This
side.
Yeah, so we want to swap this.
It's kind of freaky having a meeting next to where you had a meeting before.
Yeah, I would say that.
I've seen it less ways like that, actually. Could run through an ambush DI.
I mean, it's blue. It would be perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect material for songwriting. But you know what I mean. I'm trying to think back then. Yeah, I'm trying to.
Last year we had it. Last year we had it in the adjacent place, right?
Right next door.
Yeah, right.
I gotta fix my necklace. I forgot. I tucked it in.
One of the things, while I was going to my sister's memorial service in Indianapolis, she got knifed to death in a homeless encampment.
You told me, awful, yeah. You told me.
Anyway, all my things were stolen from my storage space, and that included a scooter.
That's a bummer.
Against the right side of the wall.
Yeah, that was one closet for a second. What?
B67?
Yeah, I think.
Sorry. That's awful.
Well, it was also a Porta studio. I think I had the beginnings of a project studio there.
You did. Hey, come on in, we're gonna get this set. What is this? And we're gonna,
Is that rebound sound? Those pads are supposed to rebound sound.
Mandolin? Violin, maybe.
This stuff.
What, this organ?
Gretsch.
Oh, Gretsch. There, here's a Wurlitzer. Look, a Wurlitzer.
Oh, Daddy, it's a Wurlitzer.
So that was an advertising slogan almost.
It's on.
I'm all right.
You got some luggage.
I still think it's funny.
just slide forward a little bit. Kind of just get these bags out of the way and I just wanna work with them right.
Oh, I like this analog VU meters.
Oh, yeah, it's for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a copy of a Sci-Fan, which was a famous VU meter company in Great Britain. And they sold the company to somebody in India,
Right in here.
and nobody could find the VU meters after that.
Right.
So there's a guy up in Seattle who imports those. He's a guy who's very much a cat freak, and he calls his company Hairball Auto.
Oh, yeah, I heard of hairball.
His
Hairball?
specialty is
Where are they located?
He's talking about Seattle, I think.
Oh, Seattle.
Yeah, West Seattle. He, his studio is just a few blocks from where my wife grew up, in Seattle. So I just call him and he sends me a bunch of them and then yeah,
So what's a Sci-Fan meter?
It's a brand name of
it's
a
a brand name. And the Sci-Fan looked exactly like that. And I had my chassis designed for that meter, so I had to use whatever meter I could find that would
Didn't
fit in
Alltech
there.
used to use those, Hudson?
Well, Sci-Fan is the most famous, yeah.
Yeah,
I think I remember Alltech.
but we did a test on these meters and they were flat up to 100K,
That's what you did.
you know, so.
100K. Isn't it true that we cut off about 16K when we get older, right?
You're lucky
Or
if you
before,
can hear
yeah.
16K when
Oh.
you're old.
But you can still tell about high frequency if you have a history of trained listening.
Yeah. I'm good up to 10, and that's about it. Then it
My
fades
daughter,
real
when she
quick.
was 10, we
I just had a hearing test, and they found out that I'm starting to cut off, roll off at 8,000.
Yeah.
one of those.
But below that, I can hear pretty
But
good.
it's not that high, Blaze.
But she's
Flyback
young.
is-
The
is
point is she's
18.
young and
Yeah.
her hearing is pristine.
Right.
Yes.
It's
A flyback
downhill
transformer is
from
about
there.
18K, I think.
It's just downhill from there.
Yes.
Well, the telephone company standard back when we had Ma Bell was if you had a good clean signal out to 3K, everybody was happy. You know.
What is it, about 300? No,
3K.
300 to 3K? That's the standard vocal range?
Well, that's what the telephone company used, you know.
Yeah.
So,
What'd you say, limited edition? Oh.
yeah,
LE-10.
because we weren't sure if we were going to continue with this or not, so we just said, we'll build a great mic preamp, and we'll call it limited edition. That way, we're not obligated to keep them on shelves in dealers. You know, we can sell them one at a time or whatever.
Boutique edition.
Yeah, that's essentially it, and it is kind of boutique because
Used to have what?
Under your thumb, that's the bottom line.
Compact
You
stereo.
can get the
Oh, that
results
little
from-
compact stereo,
That's the
yeah.
same as the JMK, you know. They're I just was really amazed at the list of stuff that they were making. I could have swore that Dayton was on the list.
I got
Catherine
an
called and harassed me.
email the other day, which I
And-
have not responded
And
to.
me.
Now, why she
The
called
guy sent
me
me
to
a
harass
picture
you,
of
I have no
Preamp
idea.
I have no
with the
idea
knobs
either.
missing feedback. And if we take a little bit of
So I should put the
negative
phantom
feedback-
on
Yes, they're doing now.
What's that?
I don't know what yes they're doing now. I know
Yeah.
John Anderson
But,
quit. I mean,
but
retired.
even in the
Oh.
high,
Probably with an
in
illness,
the
I
high
think.
thing, you know, you
Yeah.
have no difference. It's
Of course,
Well, there will
Chris
be a
Square
slight
died.
difference in the
Yeah.
distortion characteristic.
well, yeah, but
I see signal on all four mics.
Nice.
Oh yeah,
it's more
basic.
theoretical than,
Okay.
than
The actual audible.
no, it's
Hey, Paul, or someone, would you go play the piano? I want to get some set the levels.
okay.
Oh,
Okay.
We're going to
Just
talk about
my
that
honor.
shortly.
having an
Take
echo
it off
effect.
your hands.
Oh, we are.
Give it
No,
a
he
real
said Paul,
reasonable
I'm
price.
all
Paul.
Almost 1,000 off.
Yeah, Paul.
Sure,
Is my name
we're going
delayed?
to talk about it.
It's a beautiful mic.
Well, yeah, you know,
Everything about it is nice.
and is it a large diaphragm?
Yes, it is.
And you're not going to just turn around and buy another one, are you?
No,
Are you a volume dealer?
no, I'm not.
Actually, yes is one of my favorite.
I would be
musical
honored to
groups
sell
in
it to you,
any
but I will not
genre.
pull down my pants.
I love yes.
Are you a
Just limited to
I
rock.
will not pull down my pants and take it from behind on the price. That's Shep's.
That's all four of them now.
I mean, I have to use the bathroom.
You will behave.
Good, how are you?
Hi, Crystal. It's pizza time. Yeah.
I like to take one of everything. Pardon me.
Are there freaks in the industry?
Delicious.
Or were you talking to me? I said call, so not for me.
As you guys know, I love this. This is a 4-channel. 4-channel, yeah. Wow.
Isn't it funny that we're not in the space we were before, but we're right next to it?
We're not where?
The space that when we were in,
The other time?
right.
Yeah, there's a.
For those of us who don't know, I'm Hudson Fair. I'm a freak in the classical music recording business. And I used this mic, I found out about this mic preamp a couple years ago, and I used it all summer. I used it last year and I used it this year on my, for my main pair at Ravinia, and I just loved the sound of it. Anyway, I'm up speaking now to introduce Paul Edwards, and his son Robbie is also here, and they came from LA to make this presentation. And I think we're fortunate because, you know, in the old days, ears had a lot of, it has great sound. We have it hooked up tonight. We have 2 different ones, one with a ribbon mic plugged in, a stereo ribbon, and one with some 451s plugged in on the piano. And we're going to listen and record and play back and entertain questions. And so Paul is going to make his presentation now. And thank you all for coming out. We have some major producers here tonight, and we have some major people in Chicago recording, and you've mobilized and suited up for on a rainy night. So thank you for coming out.
Well, I'm honored to be in this company of fine recording engineers and musicians and all kinds of people related to the industry. Thank you. And I'm Paul Edwards. My claim to fame is that I am a guy who is an analog guy in a digital world. The other day we went to Home Depot and we bought a wheelbarrow, and you know, I was expecting it to be digital, but I couldn't find it. I couldn't find the USB port. So I thought what I would do is take you through the paces of what this preamp really is. Did everybody get a literature packet?
Yes, we did.
Okay. Okay, good.
If anyone needs it, we have extras up here.
Did you get one?
Oh, I've seen it.
Okay, good. When you put the signal into this preamp, when it goes through the first stage of the 12AX7, which by the way is 2 tubes in one, when it goes through the first stage of that, it automatically reverses the phase. That just happens with tubes. And so we take some of that out of phase signal and we feed it back into the input. And what it does is it corrects problems with distortion. It makes the frequency response flat. It makes it quiet. And another nice feature of that is that if you could buy a $5 12AX7 at Walmart, it would work great, because negative feedback really covers a multitude of sins. It's an amazing concept, and so we use that in there. Talking about tubes, we use 12AX7s in the first stage, and we use I'm sure you're familiar with this, it's a EF86. It's also known as a 6267. It's known over in the Ukraine as a 806 something or other, I can't remember. Anyway, they're readily available from suppliers around the United States. And we've done some interesting things with tubes. Now, a few of the guys were in the room checking out the preamp in terms of how quiet it is. And I don't know if we can replicate that, test it a little bit, but that would be a good thing to do. The preamp's very, very quiet, and one of the things that's very important in design, and particularly in audio, is make every wire as short as you can make it. And by wires, we're also talking about the traces that are on the printed circuit board. So if you keep all of that stuff very short, it aids in bringing down the noise and the signal-to-noise ratio, which, by the way, is better than 80 dB, and it's pretty quiet. One of the other things we did with tubes is the standard voltage of a 12AX7 for the tubes of what we call the filament voltage is 6.3 volts. We lowered that voltage down about a half a volt. And the end result is we have a preamp, and I demonstrated this at the NAMM show, that we've been running all day, and we went to the tube and grabbed it and just held it, and didn't hurt or anything. And that was kind of an amazing thing. Everybody was kind of, and they said, how do you do that? And I said, well, we dropped the voltage, a half a volt on the filament, and we did lots of testing. It didn't seem to make any difference if we did that. So we elected to do that for two reasons. One, longer tube life, you know, because...
Right.
Do you guys want to come in? We can make some room for you. Yeah, we got half the group is outside there. Yeah, let's make some room for these guys.
So is this a two-stage amp?
What's that?
This is a two-stage amp, right?
Yeah, essentially, I mean...
Yeah.
Yeah, there's but unlike what you might think, the EF86 does not give us any amplification. In fact, it's less than unity gain. And so the EF86 is what you use for impedance. And we hooked that up then to a Jensen transformer to get a 600 ohm balance output. So the EF86 is essential, but it completes the circuit, but it really doesn't give you any extra gain. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that EF86 is the tube that Neumann used in their, which
U67.
Yeah, the U67. That was it.
Would it be a cathode follower, the second
Yeah,
stage?
it's cathode follower.
Yeah.
So does it present a high impedance to the source, like maybe a rhythm rate, like see a little higher load? Does the input go higher?
Let's see.
The input impedance, is it pretty?
Oh, okay. We've been talking about the output here, so I got to crack
No ICs, John.
Yeah, I have a question. Can we use this amp as a phono preamp for a magnetic cartridge?
Well, it wouldn't match the RIAA standard.
Oh.
Because that's a, but.
Yeah, I know. The curve would be wrong.
You could probably build a little thing to convert it. It's a resistor capacitor network that it has been developed by the Recording Institute of, RIAA. And, yeah. Now, I've had some people.
We're going to be recording shortly.
Don't put the phantom power on the bottom one here.
Through the mics, through the preamp.
That has the ribbon on it.
Hard donate.
Well, let me give you my seat.
Actually, yeah, I'll take this one.
So mere coincidence means the capsule is near each other, 90 degrees like this. This ribbon mic is coincident, which means the capsules are together, also at 90 degrees.
Ribbon's beautiful. So much more. Wow, it's gorgeous.
You say it's over the soundboard?
Yeah, here's both. Mix just a little bit of the hammer line. Yeah, mixed in there. This is gorgeous.
Yeah, that's tight.
Nothing. That's a good thing though. She's home and she goes watch.
Awesome.
I think that is.
This is a mouse. This is a
This concludes our presentation of the LE-10 microphone preamp. by Edwards Audio Research. And hello to all you Hoosiers out there. Hammond, Indiana is a beautiful city. Should visit it sometime. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please click the like button down below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe down below. And everybody out in YouTube land, thanks for watching.